We're here today with Sam Canavan from Australian Franchising Corporation. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you.
AFC now has 4 brand systems. How's the integration of those 4 brand systems going?
In short, really well. So Urban Burger, as you know, is our newest acquisition. So that's only been on board for sort of less than a month now, which is extremely exciting. And integrating really well. Urban is really fits in well with our attitudes, values and beliefs as a company at AFC. So we started off with WACME, that was 10 years ago, and we've integrated in with Global Burgers Bar and Grill and also the Burrito Bar a couple of years ago. That's been going really well for the last couple of years, and we saw the opportunity to take on Urban Burger, and after a little bit of toing and froing, we decided it'd be a really great fit for us. So Urban didn't have massive infrastructure in its back end, I suppose, to support it. So the positive with Urban and also with us is that I suppose it's mutually beneficial, and that they can draw on our experience in franchising, they can draw on our procurement, our operations, our marketing, everything that we can offer, and obviously we get a fantastic brand which, you know, is really exciting, and where we can't wait to grow Urban more.
What does a company look for in any potential acquisition?
There are a few things. Obviously you want that proven track record, you want strong capacity for growth, you want strong sales. So that's something we always look at, and that's something we're always looking for. In addition, I suppose me personally, from the marketing side of things, I want a brand that's well established, a brand that's credible, a brand that has some really positive consumer sentiment surrounding it. I think that's invaluable. And again, harking back to Urban Burger, again, that's something that's really exciting about those guys. So it's all those sort of things. We also sometimes, I suppose we could be likened to that football team that maybe there's a discarded older player who originally maybe he had a great start to his career and he might have lost his way or had some injuries or for whatever reason isn't kind of in the limelight, and we, I suppose, would see ourselves as a team that would be able to pick up somebody and return them to form or good health, and that's, I suppose, what we're wanting to do with Urban. So a brand that we see real potential in, probably untapped potential, and maybe they don't have the resources or there are issues which have prevented them reaching their potential, and we like to think that we can take them on board, build them up.
What kind of marketing trends are you noticing in QSR now?
Trends in marketing, there have been a few. So for me personally, obviously the biggest one to look at, and for a lot of people the biggest thing they look at is the online or the digital revolution. So you've got things like social media, you've got, you know, SEO, Google AdWords, websites are becoming a bigger factor than ever. You've got online ordering, you've got apps coming out, you've got all these review sites, you know, your Urban Spoons, your Yelp. So that's a huge trend in terms of the marketing, and that's something that I think is really fundamental now and becoming increasingly crucial. And some guys don't do it as well as they should, or maybe they're not quite in touch with the digital age and they discount the credibility or the importance of the digital medium. So I think that's a huge thing, and I think everybody should be across that. I know we make a really conscious effort to be like that. The other thing, what the GFC's done, I think, for a lot of people is it's really made us definitely conscious of our money, but we really want bang for buck. And I think the days of us going to, I won't use specific examples of brands, but crappy food. Crappy food is no longer acceptable. Substandard food is no longer acceptable. I think the proliferation of, you know, your Master Chefs and your My Kitchen Rules have opened up a lot of people's eyes to the fact that, you know, good food maybe isn't that difficult to make, and when we get rubbish food, we're not willing to accept that anymore. So you see it with the likes of Domino's now bringing in a gourmet range because people are saying, you know, I don't want a $5. I'm prepared to pay a few dollars extra to get that extra quality. I think that's what we're seeing. Also, price point, I think, has become a massive trend. So price point, again, we're conscious of our dollars. We want to see how much something's going to cost up front, and we're really enticed by it, and that's something that we've tried to use across our brands in terms of our marketing. So passive messages as well just aren't going to cut it anymore, and I think that's a big part of that is that a lot of QSRs are targeting Gen Y, people my age, so it's harder to shock us, it's harder to impress us. We're not going to care. We walk past a coffee shop and it says freshly brewed coffee, or a juice which says freshly squeezed juices. so what? That's not going to entice me. Everybody still does it though. I feel like pulling down those A-frames and saying give something more enticing to people. So that sort of passive wording doesn't cut it anymore. We have to have really aggressive calls to action, I think, and we have to show value as well in that. Event days, I think, are massive and becoming increasingly massive, and it gives it that community feel as well. There are so many reasons why they're fantastic, but for example, at Global Burgers Bar and Grill, we've got 25-cent chicken wings on a Friday night, and that's just grown. We've been doing that about 9 months, and it started out relatively humbly, but now we go through hundreds of kilograms of wings every Friday night, and it's an event. People want to come to an event, there's atmosphere, there's buzz, they're going to stay, they're going to eat, they're going to drink, and that sort of thing's invaluable. And again, tying back in with digital medium, they're going to be on Instagram, they're going to be on Facebook, they're going to be checking in, they're going to be telling their friends. It just creates a buzz, and then people breed people. People outside see what's going on in here. They don't know that it's 25-cent wing night, but they'll soon find out. They see the atmosphere, they think, oh, if they don't come in on that night, they're going to come in and try again another night.
Can you tell us a bit about your experience with local area marketing?
Well, obviously online having such a big influence now, but in our industry, I don't think anything beats personal connection, human touch, all that sort of stuff. So local area marketing is still king, I think. Food sampling is a massive thing, which seems archaic, I suppose. People think, that was a very long time ago we would have done that, but it really works. It really works. Going out and getting people to try your food is, a big part of, getting them in the stores.
Tell us what's involved in getting an app for your QSR for online ordering.
Difficulty with them is integrating with the POS, as you alluded to. So the app itself, an online ordering app, will have a separate point of sale that goes through the app. So for franchisees, I suppose that might be a little bit daunting, having to have an extra screen next to their existing POS. They can be integrated with POS systems, but it's a very costly exercise and a very time-consuming exercise. So when the cost of that comes down, I think we'll find that it becomes ubiquitous across a lot of QSR restaurants, that they're going to start integrating apps in with their point of sale system, because they're a fantastic tool. A lot of guys who have got a blueprint or a blue chip model which you can use and tailor yourself, so you can do it in kind of a WordPress content management system, upload your own graphics, your own spiels for different menu items, and it depends. Some of them will give you a low fee up front, but the hosting fee is what gets you and what racks up the expense. So for example, there's a company which you can get the app developed for $500 per location, but your hosting fee is $100 a month, and that really racks up. Whereas some of the other guys, you might pay, $10,000, but your hosting fee is really minute in comparison. So you have to weigh that up, and then it's a matter of who pays the hosting fee. Is it the marketing budget? Is it the franchisees? So it honestly depends. I think for an app, blue chip type app, but something you can customize, if you can get it developed for a site for under $2,000 to $3,000 and your hosting fee is maybe under $50 a month, I think that's somewhere in the ballpark of a pretty sound investment.
Thanks for your time today with QSR Media.